Oh, hi there guys, didn't see you there. It's Rick here. Hope you're all doing extremely well out there. I know I am. Today, I've got a story for you. So make sure you gather round. Everybody, gather round. Yep, you Pratt at the back, come on, gather round. Okay, today I'm going to tell you a story about how I met guitar god Tony Iommi. This is a kind of strange, unusual, but pretty funny story about how I met him. No, I'm not friends with him. I just met him randomly one day. So I'm going to tell you all about this awesome story. So I have to cast my mind back around about 15, no, it'd be more like 16 years to the day that I met Tony Iommi. And back then, I was working a day job. I was doing 40 hours a week. In retail, I was working in retail, and it was a sort of designer department store, and they used to sell designer furniture, designer kitchenware, all that kind of thing, you know, very expensive, high-end kind of stuff. And I was working there. I was kind of in between stuff at that point, and bills had to be paid, and we all know that bills do not pay themselves. Well, they do by direct debit, but you've got to make sure you've got enough money in the bank in order to pay the bill. Anyway, I'm digressing, as always. So yeah, I was working one day, and I was probably doing something extremely mundane, like, you know, pricing up tea cozies or something stupid like that. And had my head down. And you know that feeling when you know that you can feel that somebody's there, but you know, you're not looking, your head's down. Anyway, I slowly looked up, and standing in front of me is this Tony Iommi looking motherfucker. I'm like, who is this Tony Iommi looking motherfucker in front of me? And then it twigged, it was Tony Iommi. And at first I was a bit shocked, but you know, as you would be, you know, I mean, this guy, you've got to realise the level of awesomeness this guy has, you know, just incredible, you know, guitar god that has, you know, influenced generations of players, just incredible. So, you know, he's standing right in front of me at work, a normal day at work, and, you know, this guitar god walks in. Anyway, I like to treat people equally. I don't care how famous they are, you know, I'll treat everybody exactly the same. But occasionally I will have a fanboy moment, and I totally understand why people have those. I had a fanboy moment with Satriani once, but that's another story. So that is forgivable. Anyway, this didn't happen. I didn't have a fanboy moment. He asked me some questions about some stuff we had in stock, and we used to stock this designer kitchenware called Alessi, and it's an Italian company, and some of their designs were made by the French designer Philippe Starck. And he was asking me some stuff about him, and this designer is, you know, absolutely fantastic. He designed lots of different things, including some very well-known hotels, among which is the Mondrian Hotel in LA, which is an amazing hotel. Anyway, I'm digressing again. He wanted some information about this stuff, so I ended up chatting away with him about kitchenware to this guitar god, as you do, you know. And in the meantime, my head is going, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, so I chatted away with him for a bit and decided to leave him to make his decision, you know. Went back to the till. Anyway, 5 minutes went by, and I was still there thinking, what the fuck? Was that really seriously Tony Iommi? Anyway, I need to crack on with these tea cozies. Got things that are way more important to be thinking about. Anyway, decides to not go for the stuff that I'd you know, advised him to. Comes back to the till with something obscure like a fucking rolling pin or something like that, and brings it to the till. And at that point, another member of staff had come along, a young girl. She'd not been on the staff for very long. A bit of a dizzy, you know, empty-headed young girl, but pleasant enough. And she decides to serve him, and I had actually mentioned that, you know, about guitar to him, and she butted in straight away. Oh, so you're a guitarist, are you? And he says, yeah, I am. She says, you in a band then? And he's like, yeah, I am. She said, oh, do you do gigs much? Yeah, a few. And at this point, you can kind of tell, or he could tell, that she didn't have a fucking clue who he was. No idea whatsoever. Which you could see he kind of found amusing. It was funny. And anyway, she goes, oh, I tell you what, there's a pub up near me and they do an open mic night. Yeah, that's it. You want to bring your guitar, come up, sing a few songs. You never know who's in the audience. And he's like, yeah, I just might well do that. I'm stood there thinking, what the fuck is going on here? This gets weirder. Anyway, he paid up, took his rolling pin and walked out. And I'm stood there going, what the fuck just happened? That was the most bizarre thing ever. Something that I didn't expect. And it was just brilliant. So yeah, that's the story of how I met Tony Iommi. The thing that struck me about him is how rich he looked. You know, sometimes when you see somebody, they just ooze money. And he did. You know, as soon as I saw him, I was just like, fucking hell, this guy's not short of a bob or two, you know. Anyway, that's the end of the story. And I guess the moral of this story is, it doesn't matter how famous you are. If you come across somebody that doesn't know who you are, it ain't worth shit. So there we have it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little story. I shall be bringing you more stories very, very soon to this channel. So make sure you stay tuned for those. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this video. Catch up with you guys soon. Take care.